You may think that you know about all the places to go in Australia and that there's no mystery left, but there's still one little known part full of extraordinary experiences. Western Australia is the closest down under state to travelling Brits, and yet it's often ignored. As a consequence, those who do visit reap the rewards. A few hours' drive north of Perth, you will find the Pinnacles. Unsurprisingly, they're regarded as one of Australia's most unique landscapes. Now, the whole place has a really eerie quality to it, and it always has. For example, when the first Europeans saw this place, the Dutch, looking out from their ships a few hundred years ago, they didn't really know what it was, so they referred to it on their maps as the Lost City, and it's pretty easy to see why. This is Monkey Mire, part of Shark Bay. The bay was one of just 20 places on Earth to satisfy all 4 of the natural criteria for World Heritage listing, putting it in the same league as the Galapagos Islands and the Grand Canyon. Day in, day out for years, dolphins have gathered here to greet holidaymakers, with dolphin rangers on hand to make sure that everything is done with the creature's best interest at heart. It's also home to the Hamlin Pool stromatolites. This is one of only 2 places where living marine stromatolites exist. They may look like rocks, but they're the oldest living organisms on Earth. Just along the road from the stromatolites is Shell Beach Conservation Park, formed entirely of billions of tiny white seashells, heaped into ridges up to 10 metres deep. Shell Beach is unique because it's made out of shells of just one type of animal, the consolidated shell. Now, nobody knows exactly how many of these little shells there are here at Shell Beach, but perhaps it's time that some kind of top professor, a researcher if you like, was brought in to find out. I like to think I fulfil that criteria, so here we go. Well, that's 1, 2, 65,723, 65,724... Right up in the north of the state, in the beautiful Kimberley region, is the Bungle Bungles National Park, which until the 1980s was unknown to everybody except the local Aboriginals. Now it's known as one of Western Australia's most fascinating landmarks. From the air, the Bungle Bungle Range is an awesome sight, rising 300 metres out of the plain. On land, it's the ultimate place for outback adventure. Finally, perhaps the best kept secret in WA is Ningaloo Reef, Australia's other reef. It's home to hundreds of different types of fish and coral, but also dolphins, manta rays, humpback whales, and the awe-inspiring whale shark.
A whale shark is a shark, so it's not a whale. It's a fish. It's actually the biggest fish in the sea. They're a filter-feeding animal, so they don't have big chomping teeth, and they're just magnificent to swim with in the water. Before people get into the water with a whale shark, generally you can tell people are quite nervous. The idea of it being a shark sort of scares them a fair bit, and they're definitely out of their comfort zone. But once they've hopped in and actually seen how beautiful the creatures are and how magnificent they are, it's their excitement takes over, and they're just extremely happy.
Ningaloo is unique in many different ways, including being one of the world's largest fringing reef systems. It is touted as by some of the world's leading coral reef experts as being one of the last significant coral reef systems left on Earth with the advent of global warming. And from a visitor's perspective, probably its accessibility. It's a quiet, deserted place which is nominated for the World Heritage listing fairly shortly. It will stay pretty much a wilderness where you can step off the beach with a mask and snorkel and swim straight into pristine coral, which makes it very special indeed.
Sometimes seeing a country's natural wonders can involve a battle with other tourists, yet here in Western Australia they seem to have the best of both worlds. Breathtaking experiences in a place that seems virtually untouched.